As high school graduates take next step in their lives, whether the next step is college or the workforce, they are finding themselves bombarded with the unfamiliar fiscal and monetary languages. They find credit cards are being thrown at them, and suddenly they have to think about taxes, tuition, loans, interest rates, and retirement funds. For the first time, it will not be long after graduation that many of them ask themselves, why was I never taught how to do this stuff? Along with extensive research of the topic, as a senior in high school, I am currently feeling the effects of a lacking financial education. With only 24% of students feeling prepared to deal with the financial challenges that await them, we have to start asking ourselves where things are lacking. Is it that parents are not teaching their children basic finance skills, or is it that only 4 states require a personal finance course to graduate? Can schools not afford the cost of adding a finance course? Is it even the school's responsibility to make sure students are graduating financially literate? These are all questions that school boards around the country are struggling with. In a post by Luke Landis, a well-known personal finance speaker and writer, he states that high schools do not teach students what they need to know in the real world. Why should they? The vast majority of students across the country plan on going to college. They need the skills which will help them succeed in higher education. That means that these students need research, analytical, and cognitive skills. This is a common belief. However, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, only 88% of students will graduate high school. 65.9% will enroll in college, and only 40% will obtain a college degree. So 2 out of every 5 students will go on to obtain a college degree. This reasons that the vast majority of students do not only need to be prepared for secondary education, but need to be prepared for the real world. All students, regardless of future plans, will face financial decisions right out of high school. Studies by the National Financial Educators Council show that 85% of college graduates plan to live with their parents after graduation. In fact, 53% of 18 to 24-year-olds are living with their parents, and 29% of 25 to 34-year-olds are living with their parents. This happens due to the amount of debt students accumulate during college. The average student loan debt after graduating is $25,250. Adding to that is the average of $4,100 in credit card debt that graduating seniors typically have. And on top of that, only 17% of college graduates get a job right out of college. Students are collecting on average $30,000 in debt with no job to enable them to pay back their debt. Research has shown that children who graduated from high schools in states with required finance classes have higher savings and net worth as a percentage of their earnings compared to students who graduated from states with no required finance classes. With these statistics, it is apparent that financial literacy must be taught, yet only 4 states require a personal finance class in order to graduate. I am proposing that Iowa takes action to become the 5th. Typically, finance education is left to the parents. However, this may be doing more harm than good. When we look at the numbers, we find that the facts are contradicting one another. 20% of parents feel that their children are prepared for the financial decisions that lay ahead. And 2 out of every 3 parents surveyed that they feel teaching their children personal finance is definitely their responsibility. But only 41% of children say their parents did. Their survey also showed that 34% of parents taught their children how to balance a checkbook, and even less than that explained how credit card and fees work. With students not learning what they need to know about finances, and parents who may not even know enough about finances to teach them, students and parents look to the schools for help with financial education. Dan Morrison, president of the Council for Economic Education, agrees. To say it's a parent's responsibility seems unfair to the parents and unfair to the kids. You can't ask people to be responsible for teaching something if they haven't received the education themselves. By learning the basics of finances, students will learn how to make better financial decisions, which in the long run could save them time and thousands of dollars in the future. When surveyed, 4 out of the 5 audience members said no to feeling prepared for the financial decisions that lie ahead. 3 out of 5 said yes when asked if their parents talked about their finances. 5 out of 5 said yes when asked if they felt a financial literacy class would be beneficial. And 5 out of 5 said yes when asked if they would be interested in a financial literacy class. In conclusion, with the majority of parents uneducated themselves about finances, proof that adding a class would be affordable and within the realm of schools' responsibilities. There is no reason to not include financial literacy as a required course. A course will prevent students from making bad financial decisions. It will help students learn all of their options, how to create budgets, ways to save, and what to stay clear of. So today I urge Iowans to attend your local school board meetings and fight for your right for financial education and help make it a requirement for Iowa high school graduates.
Is it still recording?
It should be.